Alright, so I had a different video scheduled for today, but it's just not right to release it right now. We have more pressing issues at hand. If you're unaware, there has been a significant increase in hate crimes against Asians in America. This stems from COVID-19, in which the first cases were discovered in Wuhan, China. Eventually, it spread to the rest of the world, putting many of us in lockdown. We don't need to talk about that any further. However, a certain world leader began referring to the virus as the China virus. You may be thinking, but the virus started in China, right? It makes sense to call it the China virus in that context, yes? I hate to break it to you, but no. No. It never was, is, or will be okay to refer to COVID-19 as the China virus. Whether you call it that with or without malicious intent, referring to COVID-19 as the China virus puts Asians on the target. And I'm not going to just say Chinese people, because not just Chinese people are being hurt right now. For example, in the Atlanta shootings last week, according to the AP, the South Korean Foreign Ministry said that 4 of the women who were killed were Korean. And don't even get me started if you're saying that all Asians are the same. No! Asia is the largest continent on Earth, and given that Asia has the most people for any continent, though not everyone living in Asia may identify as Asian, there has to be a large variety of Asians. And there are. There are countries you've probably never heard about, like Bangladesh, Kyrgyzstan, and Oman. And they and the people are certainly not the same as China and Chinese people. I felt a little bit conflicted amidst this because as much as I want to support and uplift my fellow Asians, I don't want to make it look like I'm turning my back towards African Americans and their plight. Part of me is telling me I can't support both movements and both groups of people, but that's just not true. I'm not going to compare the two groups because the context in which our movements are happening are different. I wish it was as simple as yelling at the top of my lungs, "Why can't we just all uplift each other regardless of skin complexion and culture? We're on this planet together and it's a waste of time to hate each other for things we can't control." However, everyone on all sides has to put in the effort to rethink stereotypes and prejudices we may have about each other, and civil conversations need to happen. Those conversations don't even have to start with race. Just getting to know different kinds of people will already open your eyes to new perspectives. I know that the Asian population may not be super prevalent in all places of the world, as with every other ethnic group, but with the power of social media, we are more connected than ever. It doesn't matter how big or small your following is. It doesn't matter what others around you may think about you. If you witness any incidents of violence that are driven by one's ethnicity, speak up. No one should be in danger because of their ethnicity or culture. It's already 2021, and that is just so old. This kind of change is overdue.